In this video, we're going to learn while loops. So what do we need while loops for? We're going to use while loops to execute a piece of code as far as a certain condition is true. So let's create an example. Let's write a piece of code. So for example, we want to add to the JavaScript paragraph a number, using a variable. So you're just going to use the getElementsById method, and we're going to refer to my paragraph and access the inner HTML and add the line break first and the variable. So we will need to declare this variable here. So var I, and we can set it to 0 for now. So let's say we would like to run this piece of code as far as I is less than 5. So we're going to need to use a while loop. So the syntax is pretty easy. We need the keyword while, and then between parentheses we're going to put the condition, and after that the piece of code is going to be between curly brackets. So the condition could be I is less than 5, for example. Okay, so if we run this, what's going to happen is that the condition is going to be tested, and then we will run the code every time the condition is true. So at the beginning, I is equal to 0, we're going to run the code, and we're going to add 0 to the paragraph. And then if we test again, I is still equal to 0, so nothing has changed. And then we're going to keep running this code in an endless way, and then the browser is going to crash. So we definitely need something in the code to change I. So we're going to add or increase I by 1 every time we run this piece of code. And now we are sure that the condition at some point is going to be false, and then we are going to stop the loop. Okay, so let's try this and see. So it is working. So it's kept working from 0 to 4, but once I is equal to 5, the code is not executed. All right. So that's how while loops work. So now we're gonna create a simple game. Basically, we're gonna have a balance of $1,000, and we're gonna go to a store and randomly pick items from the store between with a price between $0 and $100. And we're going to keep buying items until our balance is 0. And we are interested to see what's going to happen, how many items we're going to buy, and also what happens to our balance every time we buy an item. So we're going to define a variable balance, and we're going to set it to $1,000. Then we need another variable. This one is items bought. Okay, so this is referring to how many items we have bought so far. So at the beginning is going to be 0. All right, and now we're going to run a loop, and the condition of the loop is going to be our balance needs to be positive. So while our balance is positive, then inside this code, we're going to buy stuff, and then we're going to change the balance and change the number of items bought. And also, we will display something in here. Okay, so first of all, we're going to need a second paragraph. Okay, and we're going to say current balance is $1,000 at the beginning. Okay, and let's give it an ID, balance. Okay, so while the balance is positive, we're going to pick up an item from the store with a price between 0 and 100. So we're going to define a variable item price, and we want something between 0 and 100. So first we're going to use the math method random. So this will return something between 0 and 1. we want something between 0 and 100, so we're going to multiply this by 100. But we need a whole number. So we're just going to copy this and put it in the parameter of another function. So it's going to be math floor. So this method takes this number and change it to a whole number. Okay? All right. Also, inside the loop, we would like to... Okay, so now we've got a price. So we've got something between 0 and £100, $100, but we don't know whether we are capable of buying that, because we don't know if our balance is sufficient or not. So we're going to need to test whether the item price is within our balance. Okay? So if that's verified, then the number of items bought is going to increase by 1 because we're buying the item. And also our balance is going to be reduced by the item price. Okay? And also, just to know what's going on, we're going to add to the balance paragraph, we're going to add some text showing the item price and the new balance. So we're going to use the getElementsById method, and we're accessing the inner HTML of the paragraph with ID balance, and we're adding a paragraph. Okay, so we're just going to say purchase amount in dollars, and we're going to need the variable item price for this. Okay, followed by a full stop, and then new balance in dollars as well, and we need the variable balance, and then a full stop and close paragraph. Okay, so let's try this. So our current balance is $1,000. So we've got an error in line 26. Looks like you've got an extra bracket. So let's try again. Looks like we made a mistake here. So it's plus equal. Let's see now. Okay, now it's working. So you can see that at the beginning we've got our original paragraph, and we added these lines as we're going through. So the first item's price was $73, and our new balance went down, down, down until the new balance is 0. Okay. We can add a button just before the paragraph, so that once we click on the button, the code is executed. So let's do that. So let's just create a button there. Start, and we need the on-click property. Okay, and now we're going to need to use a function. So we're going to call it initiate game. And then we're going to define a function here and put all our code inside the function. Initiate game. Okay. Okay, so now it's working. Once we click on the button, the code is executed. Also, we can add something at the end. So we can add something to the paragraph showing the number of items that we bought. So you can just say document getElementsById balance, and we're adding to the inner HTML a new paragraph. You bought the number of items, so items bought plus items. and we close the paragraph. All right. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, we add an extra curly bracket there. Now it's working, and we can see that at the end we can see how many items we have bought. So 28 items. Let's refresh the page and run again. 36 items. Okay,